All right, guys. Hope you're doing awesome. If you can, go ahead and say hello. Tell me where you're from. Tell me where you're doing deals at. Hey, Adrienne from Salt Lake City, Utah. Harold from New Jersey. A. Graves from Dallas. Andre from New Jersey. Will from Dallas. Lauren from Denver. How's it going? Who else we have? Steve from Memphis. Want to make sure you guys are awake. Tori from Arizona. Awesome. William from Atlanta. Julianne from Jacksonville, Florida. Mike from Phoenix. Buck and Marty from Colorado. James in South Carolina. Kurt from New York. It's just in New York City the other day. Dennis from Dallas. Rick from Houston. Jessica from Orlando. Awesome. One of my best students, automated wholesaling students, was from Dallas, Texas. Dave from Indy. I know you, Dave. Judy from Orlando. Good. Glad you guys are here. All right. So this is the automated wholesaling Q&A coaching call. And I am here to answer your questions. I know you guys have a lot of good questions. Mike from Long Island, New York. Wayne from Oregon. Love it. So who's got some questions? Some of you are new. Tell me, type in here, what's your experience level in this business? How many deals have you guys done? I'm going to try to add a question here, see if it lets me do this. Oh, it's going to take me too long to do that. Never mind. I could have done that in advance. All right. So here we go. Chats are coming in. Dennis is new. A is new. Dennis is new. Rick, 2 deals. Steve, 40 plus years, over 100 deals. Nice. Kurt's a newbie. Will's done 50 plus deals. How you doing, Sam? Glad you're here. David, less than 12. Cool. What else? It's okay if you're new, guys. I just wanted to get a feel for where you're at. Harold, he's got a question. Nice. Good. Andre, 0. Tell me, guys, what attracts you to wholesaling? I mean, automated wholesaling. What do you guys hope to get? What are some of your goals in automated wholesaling, and why are you interested in doing these kinds of deals? What about it interests you? Karen is just starting out in New Hampshire. It's cool. Julianne, not done deals yet, taking training. Let's change that. Let's change that. Why are you guys in this business? What are you doing this for? I want this to be interactive. If you haven't noticed already, I want to answer your questions, and I want to make it interactive. Andre, none. Marty, I'm curious about foreclosures. Is there a good place to get into a foreclosure situation? I personally don't like investing in foreclosures. There's too much competition for them. By the time they're into foreclosure, everybody knows about it. And you have to have a lot of money. You either have to buy it. You can't, it's a little more challenging to wholesale foreclosures, because you have to have the money. You have to actually close on it and take it down. And you can't do a lease option on a foreclosure. And it's too competitive. Did I already say that? Andre wants to get a deal. Dennis, financial freedom. Mike, I want to do deals outside of Maricopa County. I would say amen to that. That's one of the most competitive markets in the entire country. Will, we're looking for a system for consistent deals. We're looking to scale to 10 plus deals a month. If you want to scale to 10 plus deals a month, you probably need to look outside your market. You need to go outside and look at other markets. Either hire acquisition managers or partner with local wholesalers. How do I incorporate wholesaling with simple lease options? Well, we're in the marketing business, right? Not in the real estate business, not wholesaling or lease options business. We're in the marketing business. So we're marketing for deals. We're marketing for motivated sellers. So when you talk to a seller, if they have equity, make a cash offer, right? Find out what's the least they would take for their property. Ask them, is this a now thing or a later thing for you? How quickly do you need to sell this property? And I always suggest to every seller I talk to, you should probably just list it with a realtor. Have you thought about that? And if they can't or they don't want to, talk to them, ask them questions, find out about their situation, right? I don't care about the house. I don't care about it's a lease option or wholesaling deal. I care about their situation. I want to help them solve their problems. And if they need to sell their house, but they can't, they don't want to pay a realtor, they can't afford a real estate commission, house needs too much work. I say, well, okay, maybe I can make you an offer to buy it. What's the least you'd take? How much do you need to sell it for? What would make you happy? What's the range are you looking for? They say, I don't know. I said, well, what would make you happy? If I offered you $10, would you be mad? I make a joke out of it, And if I find out they don't have enough equity, I might ask them, okay, how much do you owe on the property? What are you going to do if you can't sell it? Are you going to rent it? Then I might go the lease option route on that deal, right? That's how you incorporate wholesaling with lease options. You incorporate it by you're focusing on marketing for motivated sellers. Make sense? If they don't have enough equity, offer them a lease option. If they do have a lot of equity, make a cash offer. If they have a lot of equity and they're not willing to give any of it to you, offer a lease option. If it's a cold lead, right? Offer them all 2, 3. Offer them cash, lease option, owner financing, or whatever, right? Follow up with them. That's it. It's really that simple. I don't want to complicate it. Good. I'm thinking this will be attraction marketing and will bring leads my way. Maybe I'm not into the foo-foo attraction marketing. Visualize it, take deep breaths, and hum, and leads will come to you. I don't believe in that. If you want leads to come to you, do a bunch of marketing. It's as simple as that. Tori, I want to automate and scale using systems and VAs. Awesome. Andre wants to do a deal. A wants to get some deals and get some passive income. And that's why I love lease options, because a sandwich lease option allows you to get passive income without actually buying the house. Will wants time freedom and legacy. Nice. Steve, work less, make more. Kind of leaning towards land. Nice. I like land. All right, guys. So start typing in your questions. This is for you. I want to answer your questions and make sure we do that. I'm going to look here at Zendesk, which is where the questions come in. I want to make sure, because I think we send out an email. You guys can reply. You guys could reply to that email with any questions you want me to ask. So I'm going to try to find some. I answered a bunch last night. Wow, we have a lot of tickets. A lot of tickets. And I'm looking through them and I don't see any questions. Some of you are asking, how do I get access to this recording and the coaching call from last night? This is all being broadcast right now on YouTube and Facebook. So you can get it on my Facebook page. And I'm looking at my YouTube channel. If you go to YouTube and just do a search for Joe McCall, this call is being broadcast live in there right now, so you can watch it. And you've also go to Facebook and just look in Facebook, Joe McCall Wholesaling Lease Options, and you'll find on that page, this video is being broadcast there as well right now. And it'll be on the replay. All right. So as you guys are typing in your questions, I want to show something to you. And good, there it is. And I'm going to go here, automatedwholesaling.com/access. All right, I'm going to share my screen with you guys. And share. Good, the questions are coming in. Over the last week and a half, I've been releasing one module every day of my automated wholesaling course, right? And if you've watched any of the modules, you can see I'm offering you access to this course at a huge, insane discount. And you can get it at automatedwholesaling.com/access. automatedwholesaling.com/access. And here's the cool thing. It's like 60, 70% off. It's actually more than that. I used to sell this as part of a $5,000 coaching program. Then I sold it as part of a $1,500 case study. And you can get it all right now for, I think, $397. So if you go to automatedwholesaling.com/access, automatedwholesaling.com/access, I'm going to put that in the chat box right now of Zoom. automatedwholesaling.com/access. You can see that in the chat box. You can get this entire program, but it expires. I'm taking this off the market in 2 days. You get lifetime access to all of the modules that I did. You can get a physical copy and a digital copy of everything. Module 1, we talked about designing a lifestyle business, the big picture. And a lot of you guys, you missed these modules. You might have only seen 1 or 2 of the videos in one of the modules, but you can get them all now. I did some special interviews with students and friends of mine that are doing automated wholesaling. The feedback I've gotten was module 2 is the best one, because it's not just interviewing, like talking to them about the deals. We're talking like deep dive into how are you doing them? What are some special tricks that you're doing? How did you find your wholesaler? What kind of marketing are you doing? We talked about systems, building your team. This is about how to find the wholesalers to partner with. Motivated marketing, seller marketing that's working today. Cold calling. Most of our automated wholesaling deals right now are coming from cold calling. Making offers, following up, looking at CRMs. And we did the last module was an overview of how I'm doing my land investing business, which is pretty cool. And you can get all this. You get the physical products too. You get the training modules on a USB stick. You get the printed book of all of the contracts and checklists and everything like that. You get the transcripts. You get the MP3 audios. You get the mind maps. You get some pre-recorded coaching calls, online support in a Facebook group, 6 monthly group coaching calls, and access to REI Simple, so you can purchase REI Simple. And it's pretty insane. So you can get all of that for just $397. But here's the thing. I need to have your orders by Sunday night at midnight, because we're sending in the order for the physical products to the company that prints them. And I have to send them my order in by Monday night, Monday morning. I have to send it to them Monday morning. So this whole thing is going to be taken off the market Sunday night at midnight. Okay. I'm telling you, if you just look at these testimonials here, I have so many students that are crushing it, doing deals with automated wholesaling. And a lot of good stuff here. So check it out. I put the link in the chat box. Go to automatedwholesaling.com/access. automatedwholesaling.com/access. All right. And you can get it there. Now, for just a few minutes, I want to answer your questions. I'm going to go into the Q&A box, and let's start answering some questions. Cool. So there's 2 places if you're in Zoom to ask questions. Number 1 is a Q&A box, and there's also a chat box. Either one is fine. Can you discuss getting local wholesalers in other states? Yeah, just real quick. And I have a whole module on this in the automated wholesaling course, but at a high level view, I network, a lot of networking. You can network with people in Facebook and Bigger Pockets, go to the local real estate clubs, find out who's doing deals, right? You don't want the big company that's wholesaling 5, 10 deals already a month. You want the wholesaler that's doing 1 or 2 deals a month consistently, right? But they just want to be in their truck. They just want to be driving around town looking at deals, talking to sellers, right? They don't want to do the daily work of doing the marketing and pre-screening a bunch of unmotivated seller leads. They just want to be in their truck looking at houses, making offers. You find that wholesaler, guy or girl, and say, hey, listen, what if I do the marketing for you? You want to partner on these deals? And that's pretty much it, right? That is pretty much it. And so it's a lot of networking. And they're everywhere. There's a lot of wholesalers out there, guys. If you bring the foreclosures current and you save them for foreclosure, you can sometimes get them to leave the mortgage in place, pay the seller some money to help them move. Then for not a lot of money, you own the house. Okay, cool. That's right. I used to do that. I used to do a lot of subject twos where I'd take over the existing mortgage. I would get them current on their mortgage and then take over the mortgage. For me, though, I just prefer lease options. Rockefeller said the secret to wealth is to own nothing and control everything. And when you do a subject to, you own that property now. I can make the same amount of profit on a sandwich lease option deal. Okay. Now somebody else is asking, Dennis, well, I'm in Texas. I can't do sandwich lease options. Where actually Dennis is asking, how can I do sandwich lease option deals in Texas? You can't do sandwich lease options in Texas. So yeah, then you would do a contract for deed or land contract, right? In Texas. You can do lease option assignments in Texas. And I talk about that in my lease options course. Marty is asking, is finding tenant buyers first the best way to do it? And then find a house that fits for them? Yes and no, right? Like you should always be building your buyers list, whether you're doing wholesaling or lease options. But when it comes to lease options, I prefer to see you get the house first and then find a tenant buyer for that. Just simply because when you find a good deal, it's super easy to find buyers. Now, if you're doing wholesaling, yeah, you need to do some marketing for buyers first to find out what they're looking for. But you got to just be careful with the whole brokering thing, right? If you don't have a real estate license, you can't go find a buyer and then go find a house for that buyer. That's brokering. You need a license to do that. You don't need a license to do lease options or wholesaling. I recommend it. You go ahead and get your license. It's not a big deal. Or if you're doing lease options, I recommend just finding a realtor to market your lease option properties for you. And here's the cool thing too, guys. When you're doing automated wholesaling, none of that matters to me, right? My local wholesaler takes care of all of that. I just do the marketing, pre-screen the leads, do the follow-up. That local wholesaler, they worry about finding the title company that does double closings, getting the money to close the deal if they need to, right? Finding the buyers, negotiating the contracts, dealing with the inspectors and looking at the property and average. That local wholesaler, they've already done that a ton of times, right? They know how to do these deals. That's why I love automated wholesaling so much. See, if you know my journey, I talked about this. I was doing a lot of wholesaling where I had my own acquisitions manager. I had my own office, my own team in-house doing these deals. And I was still only netting 40%, 50% of the deal. But I was putting out so many fires. I was working way too hard. I had to go to the title company. I had to scramble to find a buyer when the deal fell through. I had to find the money to close on the deal or get a hard money loan or whatever. And I was trying to motivate my team. And I thought, there's got to be a better way. So I listed all the things you've got to do in a wholesaling deal. And I asked myself a simple question. How can I do none of this? How can I do none of this? Right. And I found, okay, well, I can get an assistant to do my marketing. I can get a virtual assistant in the Philippines to pre-screen all my incoming leads. And I can partner with a local wholesaler. That's it. So I started doing that in St. Louis first in my own backyard. And then I started doing that in multiple markets around the country, Memphis, Tampa, St. Pete, Las Vegas. I'm forgetting one or two. I think Raleigh, Durham, Jacksonville, Florida. Yeah. And so now that was when I started doing that. That was 2012, 2013. And that's when I started traveling around Europe for like 3 months at a time with my family, started traveling around in an RV for 3 months at a time. And fast forward now, today, we're still doing automated wholesaling. We do an average of 5 to 7 deals a month in Alabama and in Georgia. And I'm in St. Louis. My coaching business partner, Gavin, lives in Savannah, Georgia. And we're doing all these deals in small towns. Gavin and I never talk to any sellers. We work with local wholesalers on the ground. One of them is our awesome, amazing student. Her name is Melissa. She's crushing it. You know, we were coaching her a little bit. She was doing a few deals here and there. And we were talking to her about one of these deals that fell through, and the seller we thought was motivated. Turned out they weren't. And we asked her, we said, well, what are you going to do now? And she said, well, I don't know. I'm just going to keep on calling him until he decides to sell his house to me. And we thought, boom, that's it. That's who we want to work with. We asked her, we said, listen, why don't we do the marketing for you, and we'll pre-screen the leads and give you pre-screened leads, and we'll partner on the deals. And she said, great. And that's how we're doing most of our deals now, is we partner with local wholesalers. Now they've got to be already doing deals. They need to be doing already 1 or 2 or 3 deals a month, but they're just not they're not the type of people that want to be spending a bunch of money on marketing, pre-screening a bunch of leads, building the systems, doing the follow-up, managing the VAs. That's where we come in. We just say, listen, we'll be the rainmaker. We'll bring you pre-screened motivated leads. Now, a lot of times, most of the time we pick the wholesaler first, and then we go into their market and help them. And that's how we do our deals. We split the profits 50-50. So that's why I created automated wholesaling. In fact, Gavin, who helps me in the coaching business, that was the first course he went through. He went through my course. He was living in Phoenix at the time. He's from England, was living in Phoenix. And, you know, Phoenix is so competitive. He didn't want to do any deals there. And so he actually started, he bought my automated wholesaling system and started doing deals virtually in multiple markets. And even in his own backyard, he found because he didn't have the money for marketing yet, he found other wholesalers who had dead leads, started getting on the phone and calling their dead leads and converting them into deals. And ever since then, you know, I don't think he's ever been in a house. I haven't been in a house for at least 5-6 years, a seller's house, right? I just partner with people all the time. And it's my favorite way to do deals. And that's what automated wholesaling is all about. AutomatedWholesaling.com/access. Did I mention that? It's in the chat box, AutomatedWholesaling.com/access to get my entire course. We're taking it off the market again on Sunday night. So it won't be available anymore after Sunday night. For $397. You get the physical course and the digital course, all the mind maps, the checklist, the marketing pieces, the detailed videos. There's a ton in there. I used to sell it for $1,500. So check that out. Okay, good. James is asking if you can ask questions for lease options. Sure. Yes. Because you can do lease options virtually, just like you can do wholesaling virtually. We're just deal makers. I mean, I'm sorry, hold on. We're not deal makers, We're not deal creators. We're deal finders. Big difference. Judy, I'm a realtor, work in a specific niche that may lean more deals to me for wholesaling. My biggest question is the approach to prospects. Should I be a realtor or should I be an investor? How do I do my marketing approach? Excellent question, Judy. Depends on what you want to do. If you want to get listings, then do the listing thing, do the realtor thing. If you're an investor and you want to buy deals and flip deals, I would approach it as an investor. And you have to disclose you're an agent, but I would just say, listen, and I do this too. I'm a realtor, but I'm not looking for a listing. I'm an investor first, and I want to buy your house. I'm looking to buy a property in the area. Do you mind if I ask you a few questions to see if it would be something I would be interested in? That's how I do it. I talk to them. I said, what's your situation? What are you trying to do? You know, and I always suggest to sellers, if they want too much money, I say, even if they don't, like I tell them, you should probably just list it with a realtor. And a lot of times they'll say, no, I can't, I don't want to, you know, I don't want to pay the commissions. I don't want to clean the house. I don't want to show the house for 3 months while I try to sell it. You know, I just want to be done with it. I want to get rid of it. So they're motivated. We say, well, all right, maybe I can buy it and take it off your hands. What's the least you would take for it? You know, if I can pay you cash and close in 7 days, what would you want? And they may, you know, tell me how much they owe. I might find out, well, they owe too much. So I said, well, you know, I don't know if I could do this. I don't know if it'll work for you, but what if I could get you that price and lease it for a couple of years first, or carry back some financing or something? What would you want to do then? What if me or one of my buyers could lease your property for a few years, take care of all the maintenance and repairs? You don't have to worry about vacancies. We'll take care of all of that. And then we'll buy the house and you don't have to pay any real estate commissions. You probably wouldn't be interested in that, would you? Or, hey, I'm looking for an investment property that I can maybe lease for a year or two first and then buy it. That probably wouldn't work for you, would it? That's how I go from like, what's your situation? What do you want to sell it for? Okay, maybe if you can't sell it, what are you going to do? Rent it? Then go into the lease option route. And I usually make a sandwich lease option offer first, where there's equity and there's cash flow, so I can stay in the middle. But if there's not, that doesn't work, then I offer a lease option assignment where I wholesale and flip the lease option. That's the beautiful thing about this, right? If you got a motivated seller, you're going to just make offers. By the way, I'm going to have to be done by 11 o'clock because I have a podcast at 11. So I got 30 minutes. What program are you offering to help with systems and automation? Great question, Will. I'm glad you asked that because there it is. automatedwholesaling.com/access. automatedwholesaling.com/access. Just check that out and you get all of the information you want about it. What's the most effective, least costly way to do marketing? I cannot do signs. Real simple. There's two things. Number one is cold calling. And I know you probably can't stand cold calling. That's fine. I don't like it either. That's why I get virtual assistants in the Philippines to do it. Pay them $5 to $7 an hour. That's our number one lead source for wholesaling deals. For lease option deals, our number one lead source is texting rentals on Zillow and for sale by owners on Zillow, and then sending letters to the rentals on Zillow that are listed with property managers. Sending simple yellow letters. That's working really, really well. Yes, Andre, this will be recorded and this will be on my YouTube channel and on my Facebook page. Yeah, and so by the way, guys, check your emails too, because you'll be sent to we'll be sending you a link to the replay of this video in your email as well. Okay, I want to know if it's safe and legal to do lease options in South Carolina without having to foreclose rather than evict when the tenant buyer does not perform as required in the lease. So I don't know. I'm not a South Carolina expert. As far as I know, when a tenant breaks a lease, you can evict them, right? That's what it is. You're doing a lease with a separate option to buy. I would talk to an attorney. I know in South Carolina or North Carolina, one of those two states, the state has some specific laws of things you need to include in your lease option contract, which I think are really good, actually. Number one, you need to file a memorandum of option on the county, right? Good. You need to give them a disclosure and certain written, specific paragraph with some specific size font. If you default, you have to refund them their option deposit money, which is good. And it gives them some, other protections, which none of them are bad. I think it's a good thing. So yeah. So here's the thing. If you don't want to do deals, if you think it's too hard to do lease options in South Carolina or in Richland County, wherever you are, then don't do them somewhere else. It's not a big deal. There's probably there's each state, let's say, has an average of 70 counties in it. I know Iowa has 99 counties. Let's say each county has an average of 50 and there's 50 states. There's 2,500. Is that right? 50 times 50? It's 250, but that doesn't sound right. There's 2,500, right? 2,500. This is embarrassing. Yeah. 2,500 counties in the United States. If you're one or two counties, you don't like doing lease options there, you think it's illegal, immoral, and fattening, then do it somewhere else. Yep. And so if you definitely want to do it in your county, then find somebody who's already doing it. Find an attorney and just ask them, how do I do it? What's the best way to do it? What's your take on property management companies saturating listings on Zillow in different markets? I love properties on Zillow that are listed with property managers. Why? A couple of reasons. Number one, a lot of those rental properties are not listed yet as absentee owners in the county records. You'll be shocked. You go into the county records and you search, they're not listed yet as absentee owners. So how much direct mail are they getting from other investors? Zero. Think about it. Almost every rental property on Zillow is what? Vacant. and rent ready. It doesn't need any work. So guess what? You send a letter to the owner, which you can do in REI Simple really quickly with a few clicks of the button. Just did a workshop in Tampa the other day for 3 days with our coaching clients, and it was so awesome. You can get the property from Zillow. We use a scraping company that scrapes all of the properties, puts them in REI Simple. We click a button, get the owner's information, click another button, create a letter, a yellow letter, click another button, and it sends it in the physical mail to the sellers, the owners of the properties. That's it. I love properties that are listed with property managers on Zillow. And when we do these little 5-day, 5 leads challenges, and one of our favorite sources of leads that we teach in there are these yellow letters to the rentals on Zillow. And we have students that are getting 5 to 10% response rates, sometimes 20% response rates with these letters. I love it. And you think about it too. I mean, these houses are vacant. They haven't gotten any rent for a couple, 3 months. They just evicted a tenant maybe. Now they have to pay their property manager another full month's rent. And when they find a tenant, they have to put $3, $4, $5,000 in it to fix it up and clean it up. You know, being a landlord is hard. And then you contact them and offer to buy their house from them. If they don't have enough equity or they don't want to sell it to you at a cash price that you need to wholesale it, then you offer a lease purchase or owner financing. And you say, listen, would you rather be the bank or a landlord? Would you rather be a lien lord or a landlord? A lien lord, you get it? Get a lien. And listen, I'll take care of all the vacancies, maintenance, and repairs. What do you want to do then? I'll get you the same equity you would get if you sold with a realtor. What do you want to do then? By the way, if you use your property manager, will he pay the rent when it's vacant? If there's something that needs fixed, will they fix it for you and not charge you? Oh, they won't? Well, maybe we can work something out. I don't know if this will work for me or not, but I don't know. I'm looking for an investment property in the area. What if I could lease your property for a period of time, take care of all of that stuff, and then buy it? What would you want to do then? Oh, yeah. So is it even worth speaking to owner occupants? Oh, another question here. I have access to simple lease options. Do I have access to automated wholesaling? No, you don't. These are different courses. The simple lease options program is about lease options. Automated wholesaling is about virtual wholesaling. A lot of it's the same, you know. Okay, is it even worth speaking to owner occupants about doing lease options? Yeah. And you just ask them, what are you going to do if you can't sell this house? Are you going to rent it? Looking at all the lease options I've done, probably almost 75% of them have been owner occupants at one time. They lived in the house and they moved out and they don't want to be a long distance landlord. They're an accidental landlord is what they are. They need equity to buy another house. You know what? Sellers all the time buy other houses while they're owning another house. They buy second home. They rent out their current house, buy another house. They don't think that a seller has to sell their house to buy another house. It's just not true. In light of the changes in the market, which is the most effective for deals, wholesaling or lease options? What's most effective is finding motivated sellers. Marketing. We're not in the real estate business. You're not in the wholesaling business. You're not in the lease options business. You're in the marketing business and sales. You got to learn how to talk to sellers. So whether you're doing land, lease options, wholesaling, you're in the marketing business. Start finding motivated sellers. Start talking to 5 to 10 motivated sellers every day. Start making offers. Can you explain a land lease that I can do in Texas? I don't know how to do land leases. Not sure what that is. If you contract for deed, yeah, you can do that. You can do lease option assignments in Texas. And I talk about that in my lease options course. People don't get aggravated by their international accents, VAs from the Philippines. That's what I used to think. And, when we started doing deals in Alabama, everybody told us, you cannot, especially in Alabama, you cannot use Filipino VAs in your cold calling. Okay, fine, whatever. We do 5 to 7 deals a month with Filipino VAs doing our cold calling in Alabama. So you're right, it doesn't work. Who has the best training out there for learning how to acquire large and small tracts of raw land? Can the land business work in the Northeast successfully like it does out West? That's a good question, Kurt. There's two guys that I like that have courses on land investing. Jack Bosch, probably my favorite. Mark Podolsky's got a real good program. I'd probably suggest Jack Bosch's first, right? And I would definitely recommend Jack Bosch's course. And, land is harder to flip in the Northeast than it is in the West, but not saying it can't be done. Find somebody who's doing it and see how they're doing it and copy them. Sounds like you have a number of partnerships. Do you set up LLCs for each one? No, I don't. I don't set up LLCs. We just partner on a deal by deal basis. So if you want and you're just starting out, do a joint venture agreement for every deal. And I share with you my documents in the course on how to structure all of that. Should I do lease options outside of Texas? Sure, if you want. What is the Zillow scraping company? That is one of my closest guarded secrets. If you're one of my students and you have one of my courses, the scraping company we use is in my course. How do I approach them about how they can buy another house and still lease the house? Tom, I just tell them you need to talk to a mortgage broker. Is the lease options training in your automated wholesaling training? No, they're two separate courses. All right, those are all the questions from the chat box. I'm going to go to the Q&A box. Don't forget, guys, automatedwholesaling.com/access. automatedwholesaling.com/access, and this will be taken away Sunday night at midnight. Okay, Sunday night at midnight. Let's look at the Q&A box questions. Wayne wants to learn how he can do none of this. Again, it's simple, guys. You just start asking bigger questions. When you look at your lease option deal, your wholesaling deals, your land deals, ask yourself, you list all the steps, buy that course and say, all right, how can I do none of this? That's the whole premise of the automated wholesaling system that I created. I just asking self bigger questions, like what marketing can I do? What marketing can I get someone else to do? Like how do I get a VA or a local assistant to do all this marketing for me? How do I get somebody to pre-screen the leads? How do I get somebody to make the offers and sell the properties? Karen says, I want to start ASAP, but I don't have a mentor in the local area. Well, having a mentor is important. Having a mentor in the local area is important too, but you don't need to doesn't need to be a local mentor. It's nice if there is, but it doesn't have to be. If you talk to a seller and they say they are not interested, do you still send them an offer in the mail? Yes, I certainly do. I send lots of offers in the mail, in an email, verbally on the phone, follow-up offers. What's the number one rule in real estate? Make offers, make offers, make offers. I'm always making offers and following up with offers. Never, ever let a lead fall through the cracks. And when you're using good systems and tools, like I teach in automatedwholesaling.com/access, you can get that done automatically for you. If I'm approaching as only wanting to do a lease option, how do I approach the person conversationally on, say, Zillow? Zach, I'm not sure I understand your question. When you're only wanting to do wholesaling lease option deals, I think is what you're saying. You always approach the deal like you're an investor. You're looking for a lease option investment property. You're looking for a deal. You're a buyer, right? You're not brokering a deal where you're trying to find a buyer for a seller and put them together. You're not doing that. I've said that millions of times, and it's important to understand that. You're an investor. You're looking for deals. Karen, is cold calling the best way to start when you have a limited budget? It's one of the best ways, yeah. So there's two things I recommend you do. Three things. Number one, start texting rentals and FSBOs on Zillow. Number two, start sending yellow letters to the owners of the rental properties on Zillow. And number three, start cold calling. And the list that we like to cold call, absentee owners with equity. Absentee owners with equity. And we go outside the big MSAs. We typically avoid the big competitive markets, and we go in the surrounding counties outside of that mid-central market. We like going after the small towns. Marvin, appreciate that. Marvin's asking about, so I have some extra special free training I give. I have some books and some training videos that one of the books I give away is called Making Extra Money While Flipping Houses on Vacation. And you can get that book and the video for free if you go to reviewjoe.net from your phone and leave a review, reviewjoe.net. And there's also an all-day Saturday workshop series of videos that I give away. But you have to do it from your phone. Go to reviewjoe.net from your phone, and you can leave me a video review. And then thank you page will give you access to that material. So if you're having problems with that, Marvin, send an email to support@joemccall.com, and they'll kind of help you with that. support@joemccall.com. Julianne, do you recommend I start using a VA or should I start cold calling sellers myself? I'd recommend start doing it yourself first. You'll find pretty quickly, if you're like most people, it's no fun, but it's actually really works well. But you got to learn the right way to say it. You got to learn the right things to say. And we have a module in this course, automatedwholesaling.com/access, that teaches you how to do cold calling, right? Let me show you right here. Module 7, cold calling. We give you the scripts and everything on how to find, hire, and train the VAs in module 7. I mean, $397, the more I think about this, the more I'm thinking this is ridiculous. I don't know if I'm ever going to do this again. Because like this, I'm giving you a strategy to make $100,000 a year, like easy. You just need to do 1 or 2 deals a month. You can do $100,000 a year, and I'm selling this whole thing for $397. I don't know what else. I don't know how else I can help you. I could give it to you I could give it away for free. Oh, I did. Wait a second. I did. I gave you a module for free every day. Just get it. It's $397. It's an insane value. automatedwholesaling.com/access. All right, we got some more questions here. Let me go back. Do you do owner financing as well or only lease options? I actually am doing automated wholesaling with owner financing now. So what I did is I found a guy who does a lot of owner financing deals. And I said, hey, listen, I got this really cool marketing thing that I do to get free and clear motivated sellers. And I like to send these letters that actually make an offer with a letter of intent in the initial letter that we send. And if I do these letter campaigns for you, will you work the leads and we'll split the deals 50-50? And yeah, so we're working on 2 or 3 deals right now. So yeah, that's owner financing. I just find somebody that's already doing the deals and I say, listen, what if I bring you the leads? And all of them, the correspondence and everything is kept inside of my CRM. Do I do non-competes with my wholesalers and VAs? No. You could if you want. Do you get the property under contract before passing the deal to a local wholesaler? No. You can do that if you want, but then don't do a 50-50 split. I do a 50-50 split if I give the pre-screened lead to the wholesaler and then they get it under contract. If I get it under contract first, then we'll do a, like they'll get 35, I get 65 split or something like that. Do you feel it's necessary to have your real estate license to wholesale, or is it easier to do it without? I don't know. I recommend getting your license if you can, but you don't have to. If you're doing lease options, then hire a realtor to market your homes for you. Does your simple lease options program include most or all of the automated wholesaling training? No. So simple lease options, automated wholesaling, my 2 main courses, completely separate. So if you have one, you don't have the other. If you have access to private funding, do you need a license to offer it to others like a broker? Lauren, I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know the answer to that. I use different companies that lend on deals all over the country. So I just refer people to them. Do I have any wholesalers in New Hampshire? I'm sure I do, but I'm not working with anybody now. I have students all over the country. Are the yellow letters that you send to property managers? I'm not sending them to property managers. I'm sending them to the owners of the rentals that the property managers are listing. So yes, the letters that I send and are included in the program. The credit repair company is not. The credit repair company I use, you don't need credit repair for automated wholesaling. That's in my simple lease options course. What's the cost of REI Simple? It's either 97 a month or 197 a month. When is the next 3-day class in St. Louis? Great question. We're probably going to do a 3-day boot camp in, it depends on, your name is anonymous here, so I don't know who you are. If you're a coaching client, we'll let you know when the next 3-day is. We do small little 12 to 15 member workshops for our coaching clients. But we're doing a big 3-day event the end of February in Tampa, Florida, February 24, 25, 26. It's going to be a big 3-day event. We're only letting 100 people in. And so that'll be coming up soon. Stay tuned for that. As a newbie investor, realistically, how quickly can you do a wholesaling deal? I don't know. I have no idea. I don't know how to answer that. I've had students that have done deals in a couple of weeks, students that have done deals in a couple of years. Like it just depends. Dwayne, good question. I don't know. And send an email to support@joemccall.com. Support@joemccall.com. You probably already have access. You just don't know where it is. Am I better off starting with your automated wholesaling course or your simple lease options course? I don't know. What do you want to do? Do you want to do wholesaling or do you want to do lease options? Mary. Oh, thank you for the kind words. Merry Christmas, Mary, to you too. Thank you. She gave me a bunch of compliments and I'm too embarrassed to read them out loud. Nice, very nice compliments. What is the best verbiage to tell a lease option seller for them to agree to let you keep the option fee as your profit? I don't know, but if I have to try to convince them of why and how I make profit and money, then I'm talking to the wrong seller. I'm just making an offer to buy their house. And I give you all the scripts in my lease options course, right? Are HUD deals easy to work? Yeah, but they're competitive and I don't typically make offers on HUDs. I prefer to deal directly with sellers. How do you do sandwich lease options in Texas? You can't. You can do contract for deeds. Awesome, Dennis. Thank you. Dennis said he's purchased the program. All right, let's see if we have any more questions in chat. Got a few more minutes. Do you use REI Simple as your main CRM to manage your wholesaling and lease option deals? Yes, and land deals. Now, in some of our markets, we're still using Podio simply because our local wholesaler, if it's not broke, don't fix it. They're already using Podio. They're familiar with it. We would lose too much momentum if we started using a new system. So whatever the wholesaler wants, I'm happy. If I'm working with a good wholesaler and they're using RealFlow or REI Blackbook, those are all really, really good systems. I'm not going to change them and make it work. Like I just tell them, give me access to your CRM and I want full access. I want to be able to see the seller contracts, the buyer contracts, all the inspection reports and the HUDs and everything. So I'm okay with anything. If you're starting right now, brand new, Joe, without having done a single deal and little money, what would you do today and tomorrow to get a deal fast? I would pick up the phone and I would start calling sellers. And I would call 20 a day. Just talk to them. I would go and I'd talk to sellers and I'd ask them 2 questions. I'm looking for a deal. Do you have anything you're looking to sell? Are you looking to buy a deal? So I'd call every investor, wholesaler, realtor, property manager, anybody that I could find. And I'd ask them 2 questions. Do you have a house you're looking to sell? Do you have a house you're looking to buy? And I'm looking for a deal. Do you have anything? Do you have any off-market deals? And I would buy my automated wholesaling course and or my lease options course. Simple. Another question here. My lease options training is not in the automated wholesaling program. They're completely separate. Should I do lease options outside of Texas? Yeah. Okay, good. I've gotten through all your questions. You guys are awesome. I don't see any more questions in here. When you get a lead sheet and the owner's name is an LLC, how do you handle the call? So when you get a lead and it's an LLC, how do you, just the same way as you would anybody else? You just talk to them. Tell me about the house. If this doesn't work out, do you have any other properties that you're looking to sell? You know, we complicate this too much. Well, you're just talking to a person. You're an investor. You're looking for deals. They either have one or they don't. They either want to sell or they don't. If they don't, that's fine. I ask them, do you have any other properties? Do you know anybody else who's looking to sell? And then I follow up with them. I follow up with them with a letter, an email, voicemail, text message every 30 days. So my conversations with seller are very conversational. I'm just asking questions about the property. Can you tell me a little bit about the house? Looks like a nice house. Well, I'm surprised you haven't sold it yet. Why would you even want to sell it? Looks like a nice place. Oh, I see. So what are you going to do if you can't sell it? Are you going to rent it out? I'm looking for a property that maybe I can lease for a year or two. I don't know if this will work for you or not, but I'm looking for a deal that I can lease for a year or two and then buy. Would that work for you or probably not? Just asking questions, being like a normal human being. All right. Anything else, guys? You guys are awesome. I don't see any more questions. Again, go to automatedwholesaling.com/access. Automatedwholesaling.com/access. This is going to be gone. It's going to be taken off the market Sunday night because we've got to send our order. We're ordering a bunch of physical products, you know, books and DVD, or not DVDs, USB sticks and manuals and stuff like that. Books. Did I say that? Manuals, like thick manuals of all the contracts and checklists and spreadsheets and marketing pieces and transcripts. We're sending them to you. You're going to get digital access or physical access, but we have to send our order Monday morning. So we're shutting this down Sunday night at midnight. It's only $397. I used to sell this thing for $1,500 as part of a case study. I used to sell it for $5,000 as part of a coaching program. And yeah, it's pretty amazing. It's good stuff. I think that's it, guys. I got to get something to drink before my podcast in 4 minutes. I appreciate you all very much. Again, go to automatedwholesaling.com/access. automatedwholesaling.com/access to get this. We're taking it off the market Sunday night at midnight. Go get it now. I appreciate you guys very much. Thank you, Dennis, for the kind words. A lot of you guys are giving me some really nice messages here. I appreciate it. Okay, can I place the link in the chat? I can. Hold on one second here. The link, automatedwholesaling.com/access. Oops. It's in the chat. automatedwholesaling.com/access. Sam, I don't want to do that. All right, guys. Thanks a lot. Appreciate you all very much. Go get it now. automatedwholesaling.com/access. We'll see you guys later. Take care. Bye-bye.